Hola, ¿cómo estás? Happy Cinco de Mayo! I have my wonderful assistant, Owen, over there. Say hi, Owen. Come on over here, Owen.
Hi.
You gotta come over here. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi. All right, go away. Okay. It's been a while, so I haven't done any of these live lately, so I thought it'd be appropriate to start us today. You guys took a test yesterday on multiplying fractions. Hopefully today's a little bit easier. We're going to get into coordinate graphs. So if you feel like you got it after a few of these questions, move on to today's assignment and we'll go from there, all right? So the first thing we need to break down is this graph. We talked a little bit about this 0, 0 over here. It's always the origin, where you originally came from, 0, 0. You should always start over here. The next part is the graphs are always going to have a y-axis and an x-axis right down here, x and y, always, and they're always this way. Eventually, you're going to have it where you're going to have negative numbers. We won't get there till the end of the week or maybe next week. For sure, 6th grade will cover that. But the big thing up here, x-coordinate. What x-coordinate is the blue circle? So we go to the blue circle. If I had to start at my origin, I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We don't have to worry about the y one yet. We're just breaking it down. But for most part, you guys, I think you're going to get this concept really easily. But we go to the x. I go over 7, so my answer is going to be 7. Wonderful assistant, type in 7. Hit submit. Scroll down maybe. Or hit enter. Hit the enter button. All right, now scroll down. All right, I got it. All right, so now, what's the y coordinate of this yellow triangle? So we got 2 here, but let's just use this for a learning tool instead of having to do a bunch of problems on it. But if I was to find, say, this heart, I would go over 5 and up 6. Over 5, up 6. That'd be it. Eventually, you're going to have to be writing these coordinates out. So I'm going to go over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to go up 6. And you're going to see it written like this. And I know you've seen these before, and I know as the lessons go, you're going to see more and more of these. Over 5, 6, that's going to be for the heart. But then if I go for this triangle, if I start at my origin again, start 0, 0, and I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I go over 10. So my x-axis, sometimes you'll see them labeled like this, x, y. You make an XY chart. I know you've done those. If I went over 10, I'd go up 3. 10, 3. So the question asks me, what y coordinate is the yellow triangle on? What y? Here's my y-axis. It is on the 3. Lovely assistant, hit 3.
So this is going to be...
It's 3. Yep, hit enter. Wonderful. All right, let's slide down here. You are the man. You got it? All right. So for my next one here, we're going to eventually be looking for the blue triangle. So for the blue triangle itself, I would start at my origin. I'd go over 5 and up 4. So I'd go over 5, 4, 5, 4. Again, x, y, they're always labeled this way. If you want to think of it as ABC order, x and then y. It's rise over run, so you go over to the side, then you go up over here. The next one, if I was going to go for this green heart, start at my origin, all the way over to 10, and then I go up 2, 10, 2. Now, I know I make it look easy, and the thing that I think some of you are going to make a trap with is going to mess you up. You're going to say, oh, it's 10 and 2, but you're going to write down 2 and 10. And it's so important to have your coordinates correctly. If I go over 2 and up 10, that puts me there. Over here versus over here is very, very different. And if you want to think of it as, say, coordinates that you're dropping something off, or you put in your GPS, well, I don't want to end up over here if I'm supposed to end up over here. So it's really important to put the correct order in. And you guys kind of knew that with our STEM projects that we were doing with the robotics. When you're having your robot turn left or turn right or go forward so many revolutions, if one thing was off, even though you had the right numbers, they're backwards or out of place, it made a big difference, okay? Let's do one more. Oh, Owen, what is the answer? Y coordinate. Y coordinate for that one, so 4. Quattro. See? Many thanks. All right, last one of the day, and then you guys are going to move on. And again, if you feel like you're getting it, move on to today's assignment. Let's get rid of that. Thank you. Okay. For looking at these 3, get ready. Just go like that. Thank you. Good help's hard to find. Stop it. Okay, for these up here, I have 3 shapes. If I'm going with this heart over here, remember I started at origin, go over 6, up 2. 6, 2. Please stop on. If I'm going with this heart, the square, start at my origin, 9, 5. And if I'm going with this heart, or not heart, star, blah, 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 star, I go over 9. It's on the same one as this. Over 9, up 8. Now, remember, X's are always your first one. Your Y coordinates are always the second one. And sometimes you'll see it in a graph, kind of like this, 6, 2. And then when we were graphing inequalities, you had done this before. So the X coordinate of the heart. So the X coordinate of the heart would be 6. Thank you, wonderful assistant Owen. We are awesome. Just stay there. No, go back up. Go back up. Thank you. So today, your assignment, I want you to get to 80% or more, or don't spend more than a half hour, but I think you're going to catch on to this pretty quick today. It's U1, May 5th today. Hopefully you guys have some answers by now. I'm taping this on, what is this today? April 20th. So a couple weeks out in advance to see how these go. Hopefully we get some answers from our government to see kind of where we're at with school, if we're going to go to the end of the year, if it's going to be earlier, what that's going to look like. But know that your teachers care about you a lot. We miss you, and hopefully you got something out of today's lesson. See you, bye.